Never stop reading Bible. Welcome to today's explainer. We're jumping right into an incredible ancient survival guide for navigating life's absolute biggest, most dangerous traps. The text hits us right up front with a simple command: get wisdom, get understanding. We're going to break down the profound, timeless teachings found in Proverbs chapters 4, 5, and 6. It's essentially a masterclass in decision-making, giving us crystal-clear warnings and totally actionable wisdom for building a successful life. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our quick visual roadmap for today. First, introduction, the path of wisdom. Then, chapter 4, guard your heart. Next, chapter 5, avoid the hidden trap. Followed by chapter 6, 4 daily pitfalls. And finally, our conclusion, choose wisely today. Chapter 4, Guard Your Heart, the Ultimate Choice. We're kicking things off with a parent's incredibly powerful personal experience. You see, acquiring wisdom isn't just a nice idea, it's the absolute key to a blessed and glorious life. The author is passionately pleading with us to seek wisdom, based on the actual blessings they personally experienced by following these exact same teachings. Just look at this stark contrast between two distinct paths. On one side, you've got the way of wisdom, leading straight toward glory and blessing. But on the other, the path of the wicked. And let me tell you, that is a direct route that will absolutely trip you up and lead straight to ruin. It's a simple, undeniable choice between success and stumbling. So the crucial point is, to stay on that path of wisdom, we have to carefully guard our hearts. Why does this actually matter for you right now? Because fiercely guarding your mind protects you from deceitful, toxic influences. Holding onto this teaching ensures that both our physical bodies and our spiritual souls stay incredibly strong and resilient against life's unexpected challenges. Moving on to chapter 5, avoid the hidden trap, and specifically the danger of immorality. Here, the tone shifts to a stark warning. Expanding on what we just talked about, this chapter speaks directly to young people about a hidden, completely devastating trap: sexual immorality. It zeroes in on a specific vulnerability to help prevent a mistake that could literally ruin an entire lifetime. Immorality is just masterfully deceptive, isn't it? On the surface, it offers this heart-fluttering, sweet-as-honey pleasure that feels completely irresistible in the moment. But the reality? It leads to absolute misery, unbearable pain, and utterly useless regret when you're left old, broken, and wishing you just made a different choice. But don't worry. The text doesn't just leave us hanging with a dark warning. It actually offers a beautiful alternative. To avoid that bitter end, we're urged to remember God's word and instead find incredible joy and benefit in the beautiful love of a God-given spouse. It's all about channeling those desires into a healthy relationship that builds your life up, rather than tearing the whole shebang down. Let's move to and see how this builds in chapter 6, 4 daily pitfalls, everyday traps to avoid. While the previous chapter dealt with major moral failings, chapter 6 broadens the focus to practical, everyday behavioral traps. You know, those mundane choices that can quietly destroy a healthy life if we aren't paying close attention. Let's energetically run through these 4 specific dangers. First up, guaranteeing debt. If you've co-signed a bad debt, you are strongly urged to swallow your pride, go humbly, use good words, and beg your neighbor for release just to maintain that relationship. We also have to guard against the compounding cost of laziness, the isolation of wicked behavior, and finally, a harsh return to the warning against adultery. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this incredibly famous teaching. It identifies laziness as the absolute #1 root cause of poverty. It's a profound reminder that simple inaction and a lack of diligence have severe, compounding economic consequences in our everyday lives. Rounding out chapter 6, we see the terrifying consequences for those final 2 pitfalls. If your actions are continually crooked, be warned. You'll find yourself completely abandoned by others the second an emergency strikes. And finally, the text reiterates that adultery is worse than other crimes. It brings total, irreversible destruction to a person's life. No going back. Conclusion: choose wisely today. Your path forward. We have covered a lot of ground really quickly today, from the overarching path of wisdom to the severe dangers of immorality and those sneaky everyday pitfalls. So I want you to reflect deeply on this. Are you currently walking the path of wisdom, or are you stumbling toward destruction? That is the ultimate question this ancient text leaves us with. Through your daily habits, your finances, your relationships, you are making a choice this very second. So which path will you walk today? Choose wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. presented by the Center Studio.